Hey friends, 2020 has been a difficult year, and perhaps one of the most difficult parts of this year has been we haven't gotten a chance to see each other. Now, while we've had a few gatherings since last March, it hasn't quite been the same. We haven't all filled the third floor like we used to, or gathered in the Life Center on Sundays in the summer, and multiple Fifth Sundays have come and gone without us being able to celebrate together. But it's important to remember in times like these that we are not the first ones to go through such experiences. Those who have come before us have waded through similar circumstances to what we encounter now. One such time is actually recorded for us in the Bible, and it is not just the turning point for the future of the church, but it is for all of world history as well. Nothing that happens afterward would have happened without this moment. We read about it in Acts chapter 8, verse 1, where it says that on that day, a great persecution broke out against the church in Jerusalem, and all except the apostles were scattered throughout Judea and Samaria. Verse 4 goes on to state that those who had been scattered preached the word wherever they went. And everything that we know, love, cherish, and identify with in the rest of the New Testament comes because of what happens in Acts chapter 8. In fact, the remaining biblical writings don't happen without it. So where's your favorite Bible verse? Is it in Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, James? Those books of the Bible don't even get written without the events of Acts chapter 8, the great persecution that broke out against the church. So the bottom line is this: there was a church in Jerusalem on that day that because of this great persecution found themselves being unable to meet together, just as we find ourselves now. So perhaps we can learn from what they did in order to determine what we should do next. We read about what they did in verse 4, that they preached the word wherever they went. In other words, as painful as being forcibly separated was, and as difficult as losing members of the church family had to be, they saw the great persecution not as an obstacle, but as an opportunity. And everything that we love about the New Testament is there because of it, because of them. Our pastor Travis talks often about going into the history records of our church to read about the choices, decisions, and actions of those at First Baptist Huntsville who have come before us. And one day, some future pastor of FBC will go into that room and read about our time, about us. Similar to Acts 8, the words about our time will read, on that day, a great pandemic broke out against the church. And they'll read about what came after, what we did as a result, which hasn't been written yet. So we get to write that now. And just as we love the things in the New Testament that developed because of the persecution, you and I will get to create things because of this pandemic that years from now, those who come after us will come to love as well. 2020 has been discouraging, yes, and it has included many obstacles for sure. But it has also given us a tremendous opportunity to continue to see and find ways to preach the word wherever we go, to be the people of God wherever we go. Will those who come after us read that about us? Will they see that we continue to run the race and we pass the baton just as it was passed to us for generation after generation? Let's make sure that they do. I look forward to writing that next verse and the next chapter of our history with you in 2021. Happy New Year.